We are in the parlor. Here we talk about mind, dreams, myths, and some stories that we make up. How do we talk about mind? We are not addressing the mind as such. We are addressing the mind as an unknown area. The mind is like a projector room in a cinema. We see images on a screen and we say, whatever happens here is happening in the projector room. Whether it's happening there right now, or it is a memory, or it is a cranking, it's not important. We only respond to what we see on the screen. And we say this is the mind. But actually, this is only what we see. And the mind is what we see in dreams when we are asleep, and in the imagination when we are awake. Now, how do we talk about dreams? Dreams are forms in the mind that we interpret once we are awake. Dreams and thoughts come from the same place. Unknown. Well, when I say I think, I am only describing the form of my mind. My dreams, as I tell, are memories of the form that the mind took while asleep. Dreams are of two categories. My present personal mind that is stored in the imagination throughout the day, in the mind of the world. See, the mind of the world affects the emotion or the memory in the emotion, and this is what we see constructed in the mind, and we see this like a movie. Now, how do we talk about myths? Myths are stories, can be psychological, and how we fit in the world. However, the language of myths, as well as in dreams, are mostly imagery and representative. You could think of it like all the possible qualities of mind exist in everything that lives. But one predominant quality makes that creature. So if in a dream or in a myth I present an animal, I am not talking about that animal as such. I'm talking about that quality of mind as it affects my personal mind. Therefore, all this is about our personal life. I mean, mind, dream, myths. It's all about my personal mind and the mind of all that lives. If you have memory, you could know a lot of stories. If you have language skill, you could understand those stories. If you have imagination, you could make up stories. If you have lived, you could die. Fortunate are they who have an obsession. Elevated are they who overcome. You have to work on that about living and dying, and being elevated and overcome. Now, look at some myths. Follow some patterns in your dreams and make up some stories. Don't just put up your hand and say, what is this? And what is not that? Write your own stories. We have something to talk about. We are in the parlor. I am Aten Raj Indranath, interpreter.